So every day I meet so many amazing, bright, hardworking young women, and I want every single one of them to meet their full potential. I truly believe that every one of us has so much more we can give and so much more we can achieve. And I wanted to get involved with this to help everybody reach their full potential.
So I think it's 2018 and it's frustrating that we're still having the conversation around gender inequality. It should be a given that we treat males and females equally in the workplace.
Look, it's a simple desire to see women of every age achieve equality in the Australian workplace. It's that simple.
So 2 reasons. One is an Intrepid Group perspective, but also the second one is from my own personal perspective. At Intrepid Group, we have the long-term vision to want to change the way that people see the world. And over our nearly 30-year history, we've had an indelible link with wanting to improve the environments and the cultures and the places that we visit around the world and make a real material difference to the people who we interact with, particularly from a gender perspective. But as a privately owned business and one of Australia's largest travel companies, we now see it as our right and our duty to be more active here domestically within Australia. And you can't help but see that 65–70% of positions within the travel industry are female, and yet 70% of senior management positions are male. Now, basic economics tells us that we're missing out on a significant pool of talent if the 70% of females, only 30% of them are getting into senior management positions. And it's just not right for a number of reasons, and it's definitely not right morally. And so we have to change the agenda there, and we have to get much more involved in initiatives like today to make a real material difference so that we can improve the number of senior female leaders. From a personal perspective, I guess I want to be involved because as a male, I have to take a really active role in wanting to make a difference. If males choose to bury their head in the sand around the issue, we're simply not going to get the level of change required. Often males can become uncomfortable with the conversation, so it's really important to become involved and to educate ourselves, and so that we can start to drive through some of the change that's required. And as I say, personally, I want to know how to become a better leader. I want to know how to become a better husband to a full-time working mum, and I also want to become a better parent. And so initiatives like today, it's really important that we're all involved in to make a material difference.
Well, if we think about just the last 12 months alone, there's been a huge amount of change within the industry since you've really started this conversation happening. We've had businesses change practice, we've had more events, more conversations. People are talking about gender equality in the travel industry. So we've already seen a huge change. And I think moving forward, what I'd like to see is that people are accountable and maybe do something like do an audit of their environment, of their business. It doesn't matter what level that you're in, and you really reflect on what are you doing at the moment within your business. How could you do it differently, and who do you need to have conversations with to start change?
I'd like to see this no longer be an issue. I'd like to see that written into policies and agreements with employees and their employers, that it's no longer an issue that people are paid and treated differently based on their gender.
Well, my answer here is it's really quite simple. I want to live in a world of zero discrimination. I want to live in a world where people get a fair go based on their talent and their potential and for no other reason.
I think what I'd like to see change is 2 key things. So I'd like to see greater parity from a pay perspective, but also greater parity from a diversity perspective. And that's diversity not just around gender, although that is a critical issue. It's also parity around religious parity, racial parity, age parity, really working and educating ourselves so that we get that parity right across the board. It's really important. That's what I'd like to see change.
I believe that the travel industry can lead the charge in this area. I believe that the travel industry can set the standard for the rest of corporate Australia. I think the initiatives and what we're doing are things which other industries can sit and look at and copy and say, wow, that's what the travel industry have done, we should do the same. And I I think that's the ripple effect for us. It's bigger than the travel industry. I think it's across corporate Australia.
I think events like this create an amazing opportunity for significant change to take place. These events are educating, they're bringing awareness, but hopefully creating specific outcomes initiatives that the industry can become a leader in areas of not just inspiring greatness, but critical areas of gender diversity, and seen as being a real leader in Business Australia.
I have been so deeply inspired by some of the women leaders that I've seen, women who are going out there and they're kicking butt and taking names, but they haven't lost their humanity. And I think each and every one of us, if we go and we reach for our dreams, we raise our hands, we make things happen, but while we're doing it, we're constantly reaching out and giving a leg up to others. That's the ripple effect that will reach out across the entire industry and hopefully across all of Australia.
I am committed to inspiring greatness and driving for pay parity.
We are committed to inspiring greatness and helping to drive pay parity.
I'm committed to inspiring greatness.
I'm committed to inspiring greatness and helping to achieve pay parity.
I'm committed to inspiring greatness and helping drive pay parity.
We are committed to inspiring greatness and driving pay parity.